In this episode of Summer with Mom, there's way too much going on to recap all in a few seconds, so you'll just have to watch the whole video. This video is sponsored by Storyteller Overland. Live free, explore endlessly, and tell better stories. After we left Birmingham, Alabama, Kate popped into the Buc-ee's so she could finally get her onesie. With the beaver on board, this 10-week road trip should get a lot more interesting. The next few weeks went by in a blur, with a lot of ground to cover and people to visit. Kate, Charlie, and I did a lot of driveway surfing and street parking, while Mom stayed with her friends and relatives. Since it was Mom's birthday month, the celebration was in full swing as we toured the East Coast, where she indulged in many birthday meals and treats.
This is the best coconut ice cream I've ever tasted.
Mom even got to spend the morning of her birthday in the city where she grew up.
It's my birthday today, and we are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I have cousins and family. This is Deborah, my youngest cousin, with whom we stayed last night and who's been celebrating my birthday.
Hold on. I've got to catch everybody up. So we've been on the East Coast. The last video, I think, was in Alabama. So since then, we've gone over to the East Coast, up to Pittsburgh, spent a lot of time with friends and family, and now we're here with Deborah.
Yes, I was an afterthought.
You actually were.
I know.
We weren't going to stop in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But we had to pass through Pittsburgh to get to Cleveland to see other friends, and we thought, hey. And
we're
I
tired. We need a place to stop over.
And she said, sure, come on in.
Deborah was a great host and a good sport for agreeing to be on camera. None of us wanted to leave, but we had to get the birthday train rolling again so Mom could spend her birthday exactly how she wanted to. And Mom wanted to spend the day in Ohio with her friends. But we did have to make an important birthday lunch stop. So for my mom's birthday, she's asked for what?
A hot dog at Costco, they're the best.
She loves Costco hot dogs, so I figured big spender over here, I'll buy her a Costco hot dog.
Yeah, he's got deep pockets, what can I say?
The $1.50 hot dog has been a staple menu item at the Costco food court for as long as I can remember, and it even comes with a soft drink, which Mom declined.
This is just so good.
Well, I'm glad we could get you exactly what you wanted on your birthday.
I'm glad you could too.
We spent the afternoon driving Mom around Cleveland, Ohio, so she could visit with all of her friends. This 10-week road trip was primarily about her reconnecting with friends and relatives, and I know each visit has meant a lot to her.
Love you too. Safe travels.
Now, there have been quite a few toll roads on this summer road trip, but this one in Ohio wins for being the most expensive. So it was $16.25 for the tolls. Once we made it to Michigan, Mom got another craving for a hot dog. So we popped into the Ann Arbor Costco, $1.50 and some toppings later, Mom was a happy camper. Kate drove us to Lower Huron Metro Park, where we were able to get a walk-in site right next to the bathrooms. This is perfect. My mom can get out and walk straight directly to the women's room. Mom has fully embraced van life, and I'm not so sure she'll be able to take a road trip in a regular vehicle now. All washed up?
I'm washed, I'm dressed, I'm waiting for coffee, and I'm ready to go.
Okay, well let me get that made for you.
Thank you.
Traveling with all the comforts of home is one of the reasons Kate and I love the RV lifestyle, and I know Mom is already accustomed to having more room for Charlie, a kitchen to make food, and especially the ability to make coffee whenever she wants a cup.
Smelling so good. Thank you.
Enjoy.
With the van packed and a fresh cup of coffee in hand, we made our way to the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. We had no idea what to expect when we showed up and were surprised at how much there was to see just at the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation. Kate especially liked the unique exhibit of the Ford Model T, and I was surprised to see one of my favorite chairs on display in the furniture section. There were airplanes to check out, old school camper vans and travel trailers to see, as well as presidential limousines and locomotives to read about. Since there was so much to see and learn, we stayed until the museum closed before making our way back to the van so we could let Charlie out and process everything. I don't know about you, but I am worn out.
We walked over 4 miles in that museum. That's just the museum. That's not walking to get there, walking back to the car.
Yes. So the Ford Museum, they said take maybe 2.5 hours. It took us probably, 3-4 hours just for the first half of the museum?
We were in the museum all of 6 hours and we haven't seen it all.
No, we had to rush through the second half of it. And I will say this is to be one of the best put together museums I've seen. It was fantastic.
It's the best of its type I've ever seen.
Yes. All right, well, we need to figure out where we're going tonight. We have to figure out where we're camping and all that stuff. So
and food.
Let's do that.
We have to figure out food.
We do.
And coffee.
Mom enjoyed her coffee as I drove us to the campground Kate found right next to Lake Michigan. We snagged one of the last sites left at Beach Campground in Holland, Michigan, and got settled in time to enjoy what was left of the beautiful sunset. Although we would have liked to have stayed longer at this campground, Mom had people to visit in Harbor Springs. Plus, Kate and I had some important tasks to cross off of our to-do list. Today is a special day.
It's laundry day.
So we finally got up to my mom's friend's house. We dropped her off. They'll keep her entertained. Kate and I will go off, do our own thing, and have some alone time. When 3 people are in such a small space, it's good to take some time alone.
And we've got Charlie.
She's passed out on her bed. All right, well, let's get out of here and do our thing. Since we all packed very light for this 10-week road trip, we have been doing laundry about once a week. The thing Kate and I like about going to the laundromat is being able to run multiple washers and dryers at the same time. Since the commercial machines take less time, we were done in about an hour. Kate went to work sorting through all the laundry and putting it away in the van, while I picked up a hitchhiker. And look who I found at the nail salon. So much for getting away and having...
I'll tell you, no privacy around here at all, is there?
Mom decided to ride back with us so she could help get dinner ready. On the menu was grilled sea bass, asparagus, and freshly picked Michigan corn. We have been treated to some of the most wonderful home-cooked meals on this trip, and this dinner was one of our favorites, thanks to Lori and her husband Rick. So what are you ladies up to today, or what are we all up to?
We are going to go to the Petoskey Farms and Winery that has a view just like Tuscany, and the owners are so spirit-filled, and we'll have some pizza there too.
Mom and Lori rode in the convertible while we followed behind in the van with Charlie. After a brief introduction to the winery, we ordered a couple of wine tastings and a few of their oven-baked pizzas to share. Being able to experience an area with locals always makes it more enjoyable and memorable. With the upper peninsula of Michigan left to explore, it was time to say goodbye and keep on trekking. We took the scenic route, which included a drive through the tunnel of trees that Mom's friend Lori recommended. The drive across the Mackinac Bridge was also beautiful, although expensive. Since we were in a camper, the toll was $10 instead of $4. But we quickly found out that the cost of admission was well worth it when we stopped to check out one of the more popular state parks in Michigan. And Charlie even got to spend some time in the water. So what'd you think of Michigan?
Oh, I think it's so beautiful, the northern part of Michigan.
Well, it's all beautiful.
Yes.
Off to, we're going to keep going west.
Okay, but it's going too fast, Joe. What do you think?
It is going by quickly.
Yes.
But we still have a lot to see, so we've got to get back on the road.
Okay.
Since we all enjoyed Michigan so much, we decided to spend another night camped next to the lake and make our way to Wisconsin the next day. Having spent a lot of time running the camper AC this summer, it was so nice to sit by the lake and enjoy the cool breeze. The next morning, Mom was eager to get behind the wheel and take the first leg of the drive to Wisconsin.
I told you that in Wisconsin we're going to have great ice cream, great custard, and great cheese. And great beer.
And great football. With our Packers fan all dressed up for onesie Sunday, we couldn't drive by Green Bay without making a quick stop at Lambeau Field. After Kate got her photo, we introduced Mom to Kopp's Custard in Glendale, Wisconsin. Since the place was so busy, we brought the food back to the van where we could enjoy it in comfort.
What'd you get?
I got a hamburger.
No cheese?
No cheese, fried onions though.
I got the same, but I got raw and fried onions and pickle. This is really good.
Charlie helped Mom finish her burger so she could go get a frozen custard. How is it?
It's the best I've ever had.
Did you just get straight vanilla?
Uh-huh.
While Mom enjoyed her cone, we got back on the road and made our way to Illinois to hang out with my buddy from college and his family. And Mom gets to enjoy her wine out of a proper wine glass. As expected, everyone fell in love with Charlie and she got lots of playtime in the backyard. After a quiet night of street camping, we got back on the road for Iowa. Of course, we had to introduce Mom to the world's largest truck stop and the Trucking Museum. We ended up spending over an hour at the museum because there was so much to see with over 100 antique trucks on display. Some of our favorites included the 1911 Walker electric truck, which had a top speed of 15 miles an hour, the 1963 Mercedes Unimog with a top speed of 55 miles an hour, and the 1968 Ford F-250 truck with a top speed of 75 miles an hour. But my all-time favorite was this 1981 Kenworth, known as Hank's Highway Hilton. All right, we better get back on the road.
Let's go.
All
Charlie's going to be waiting for us.
All right, let's go.
And we have to look for roasted chicken or tenderloin sandwiches. We're in Iowa.
Okay, we can do
And
both.
corn.
And corn. This road trip has turned out to be as much of a friends and family tour as it is a food tour. When Mom mentioned a pork tenderloin sandwich, I immediately thought of our buddy, Jason Walsmith. So we met up with him at Jethro's in West Des Moines, Iowa. So Jason introduced me to tenderloin. Now he's going to introduce you.
Good. Thanks, Jason.
As expected, the pork tenderloin sandwich was as big as my mom's head, but she was able to make it all disappear. So what'd you think?
I'm so happy to meet Jason. That was great.
No, the tenderloin.
Very good. Jason takes precedence, but the tenderloin was really good.
Well, you ate the whole thing, so I figured you'd
Of course
like
I
it.
did. I don't waste.
Okay, well, we got to get back on the road to Omaha.
Okay.
We had one final stop to make on the friends and family portion of this summer road trip, and that was to see my mom's niece, Kathy, and her family. Since the children are back in school, we didn't get to spend as much time together, but Charlie got in some playtime with Brady, and Reese got to go for a ride in the beast mode. Of course, Kate found a local fruit stand so we could buy a Nebraska watermelon. Oh, that sounds like a good one. Listen to that. What do you think? You like any watermelon, don't you? Mom was eager to get to South Dakota from here, but we had another important stop to make in Iowa. Excited?
No, hungry.
Since Mom wanted to have broasted chicken, we took her to Sneaky's Chicken. After carefully reviewing the menu, Mom ended up with an 8-piece box of pressure fried chicken.
Let's see. I'll make sure you have some, Charlie. Don't worry.
Mom chowed down while Charlie waited patiently for her piece of chicken. So what do you think of Iowa, Nebraska, and everything?
Well, Nebraska, no comment. We were only in one place, so I can't say. But Iowa was such a surprise. I used to go to Des Moines on business, and I just go right to where I had to be and back. I never really examined it. I really enjoyed the food in Iowa.
Well, off to South Dakota.
Oh, I'm so excited. I wish I had a 6-shooter right now and could pretend, when we're in the Badlands.
Well, all right. Well, let's go see everything. We will see you next time on A Summer with Mom. Bye.